Good morning, everybody. My door is open. I think I'm going to go close it. So, after my post yesterday, I got all motivated to talk about various things that we do with our horses without realizing. Because as people, we're very much people. And we naturally do things that can be really irritating to horses. I see women, particularly, women and kids, little girl kids especially, that they want to get their face up close and personal. I see these equestrian catalogs that are selling clothing and various equipment, and they love to have this beautiful model with her face up against the side of the horse's cheek. It's the nose of the horse, and the horse's head is way up there, and somebody's probably in the distance rattling a package of keys, and everybody thinks, oh, that's just so beautiful. And they don't realize the terrible social negative impact their behavior is having on the horse. They're completely unaware of that. And so I see that a lot in artists too. They're painting all these pictures of the horses with their heads up and their necks arched and their nostrils flaring and their eyes big. And everybody in the art community, especially in the horse art community, they all think that's just wonderful. But it isn't. It isn't. We can change a horse's behavior through body posture. That tall, cranked up head that people so often associate with beauty in a horse is actually detrimental to the horse's calm, functioning, cognitive, emotional stability. In fact, it puts them directly into the instinctive fight-flight mode. And one of the things that causes that instinctive behavior is our behavior. And so I think anybody that's been around horses has seen the person that holds onto the bottom of the lead shank, that puts a chain over the horse's nose, whether it's directly on the nose or loops through the nose band. And or if you're a breed that wants the horse's head up, you put it underneath because that'll raise the head higher. So we get into all kinds of problems because when we ride or want to do something from the ground and we want the horse to be cooperative and they've got their head up like that, we're kind of saying, be nice to me, but I've got you either afraid for your life or ready to fight for your life. That's a really important component to understand. So whenever, as a human, you want to reach out and touch your horse, especially if they're not inviting you in, which often they're not, or if you want to get all smoochy in their face, or another really good example is you've just brought the horse in from their paddock and maybe it rained or there was a muddy spot and they've got some mud on their hind foot. I see people zero in on that and just go right straight to that foot, and it's like, hold on there, Sally, don't you realize what you're doing there? Nope, they don't. And when you try to point that out so they don't get hurt, they become extremely defensive and offended. So as people, we need to learn that there's real basic behavior patterns that we have. As predators, we want to zero in on something. We're at the grocery store and we are looking for a particular product. We'll zero in looking for that product. Or if we're going somewhere, we'll look at the signposts and we miss everything else because we zero in on things. And so what we need to do is learn that that's what predators do, is they zero in on things. And when you do that, zero in on your horse, on their eye or their face or that mud on the hind foot or that piece of straw in their tail, you're acting like a predator, and they're going to say, what happened to my nice person? They've suddenly gone ballistic on me. I think I'm going to get a little anxious. And then, of course, you give it a slap and say, cut it out, you silly thing. I just want to get that mud off your feet. But you're talking, not apples and oranges. You're talking almost life and death for these horses. And when you act like that, you're almost talking RTC means rapid transport category. So you're almost looking at a rapid transport category in an ambulance with the whirligig going and the sirens going and all the red traffic lights, all the traffic lights in every direction stop, and that's what you're looking at. And people don't have the single idea about that. So what you want to do is practice looking at something. Like I can see my lamp there, and I like that lamp. So I can look at it and I can study the reflections and the way the light shines on it and whatnot. Or I can look at it with a softer eye, and I can, without moving my eyes around, I can see the tree outside. I can see my balcony. I can see the TV sitting behind the camera. I can see the painting I did on the wall. I can see the Christmas cactus. I can see my lipstick plant. I can see but I'm not zeroing in on that thing like I'm going to go, touch it or grab it. And if you can figure that out, practice it. Don't wait till you got your horse. Practice it when you're just going about your day-to-day life, and see how that works for you. Thank you. Bye.